In this video, I'll show you exactly the skills you need to become a pro at Antigravity. And we're not doing this with theory, we're gonna be building an app together plus an agentic workflow that replaces my creative director. Basically, it will take my video ideas and turn them into titles, structured scripts and thumbnails. It will be using Antigravity's skills and context. Now, we could integrate Notion right here through an MCP, but I will show you how to create your own interface for this so you can become a pro. If you're new here, I'm Dan. I've been a developer for over a decade, earning 6 figures, and I quit all of that so I can focus fully on building my AI automation agency and on teaching it right here on YouTube. So let's get into it. Okay, first we'll start with downloading Antigravity. So head to antigravity.google and download for your operating system. Antigravity only works in a specific folder on your device. So go ahead and press on open folder. Go wherever you want to save it and press on new folder. I'm gonna name mine YouTube Agentic Workflows. And click on create, then click on add. Now you can toggle the agent right here on the right side. We want to configure how Antigravity acts. We don't want to tell it every single time how to do it. So we have to create a new file right here. Press right click and click new file. Name it context all uppercase.md. Okay, and this file will basically be our context, everything Antigravity should know about us. So I'm just gonna start with system identity. You are an AI creative director plus automation architect, and I'm gonna save it. Then I'm gonna give it my channel context because this is gonna be used for creating content for my YouTube channel. So I'm gonna give it my name, my experience, my audience, the channel positioning, the tone I wanted to use. We'll be updating this as we go, and once we see the results, it will be easier for us to play with them. Now I'm gonna give it some rules that it must follow for my content. For now, I just added these points right here. It's pretty simple. I'm gonna add more as we go again. And we could also be giving it things like video structure and stuff like that, but we're gonna do that through skills. So let me show you exactly what skills are. Antigravity just recently launched skills. They are called agent skills. They are an open standard for extending agent capabilities. An open standard means that this is just a way of putting them together. They have defined something that everyone should use, but we are not limited to it. We can adapt and create something better. We'll see what we need again as we are building the agentic workflow and the app. So let's see how they work. So creating a skill. To create a skill, create a folder for your skill in one of the skill directories. Add a skill.md file inside that folder. Great. So let's copy all this, paste it right here and tell it. So create a skill that creates all my other skills called skill creator. Awesome. Now I'm using Gemini 3 Pro because I found out this model to be the best one available now. And I'm using the planning mode. So click on send and let's see what it does. Skills are just context. So we're teaching it how to do something repeatable. So we want it to create videos, and every video will kind of have the same structure. This is something repeatable. This is something we can teach it to do as we want it. So it's done. It created a skill right here. If you click on this folder, expand it, you will see that you have another folder inside it called skills and another one called skill creator, and inside it you have the skill.md. We have to accept all the file changes and it looks great. It looks identical to what Google suggested here. So every skill is structured like this. It has the name, the description, then it has some detailed instructions for the skill and how to use it. Then it also added an example on how the skills are created. Now I'm gonna use this in two different ways. Sometimes I'm gonna come up with the video ideas and tell it what I want it to do. But sometimes I want it to come with the ideas itself. And I want these ideas to be on trend. So we need to create a skill that searches for these ideas on trends. We need to tell it to use the skill creator that we just defined. I think it will do it by default because it has context for the current conversation we're having. But if you want to tell it explicitly to use the skill creator, use @ and write skill.md and take the one from skill creator. It's this one right here. Okay, and then we also have to give it the context. Again, it might take it by itself, but we don't want to risk it. So let's just mention it here, context.md. And then we can tell it something like create a skill that searches for trends in my niche and extract X. He'll be receiving X in the prompt. Video ideas. Store this in structured JSON files in the YouTube Agentic Workflow directory /videos. For now, just add the info about the core idea. Okay, send. It will be creating this skill for us. If we don't like anything, we can update it manually. We can talk with ChatGPT about it. So don't worry if it does a mistake, because we're gonna fix it as soon as it's done. Okay, and it also made some decisions, generate text video ideas, and it added a default to 3, which is awesome. I haven't thought about that, but it did. Now we can accept all the file changes, check our agentic skills directory, and we can see we have a skill called Trend Hunter. This is how we named it. Searches for trends in a specific niche and extracts structured video ideas into JSON files. Awesome. It made a mistake. It didn't mention the niche. It left it open so I can write it in the prompt, and I don't want that. I want it to always use my niche. I want my prompts to be as stupid as possible. Seems like it has a tool for search web. Let's see if it works out of the box or if we need to configure it. It creates a new JSON file for each idea, video idea, timestamp, and short slug. Maybe we'll change this so we can identify them better. It defined a JSON. Let's just remove the title from here. And then it has the report results. Awesome. Now let's tell it. Okay, so I don't want to specify the niche in the prompt. Use context.md and hardcode the niche. Send. The skill searches the web for current trends in the AI engineering, automation, and building AI systems niche and generates a set of video ideas based on those trends. Sounds awesome so far. We'll update again as we go once we see the result. Now we can actually test this skill. So let's mention the skills at skill.md and make sure it's the one from the Trend Hunter directory. See right here, it should say Trend Hunter, and then tell it search for 2 video ideas. See how simple my prompt is? I don't have to mention anything else just because we took the 2 minutes to create this skill beforehand. Oh, by the way guys, so I've set my Antigravity to always proceed when it's running commands because I've seen that it does good work, but if you want to be more careful with it, then you can go right here to settings, open Antigravity user settings, and change the review policy plus the terminal command auto execution and play with them however you want to use it. There's no right way. Okay, so we created the video ideas. Let's check them out. The first one is build an autonomous AI agent that actually does work, not just a chatbot. Sounds good, could be a catchy title. And the second one, the end of Copilot, how to build AI into your CI/CD pipeline. This is too technical for my YouTube channel. I don't want to go this deep, so we have to update the skill. Okay, so I gave it the idea and then I told it this one is too technical. Go ahead and update the Trend Hunter skill and limit it to stuff like agentic workflows, building an AI agency, Google Antigravity tutorials, N8N and stuff in the same area. Send. Okay, again it did a mistake. So low code AI automation. I want to go with no code AI automation. Okay, let's open the skill and update it ourselves. It added some example queries. They sound good. It changed my niche right here. Let's find where it wrote low code. So press on Command F and search for low right here. So instead of low, we want to say no code. So we won't be writing a single line of code. Let's delete the video ideas it just created because we don't like them. At skill, the one in Trend Hunter, create 3 ideas. So this is actually an agentic workflow. We simplified the process a lot. We don't have to write every time what we're doing, how we're working. We don't have to search ourselves. It does this for us. Let's accept so we don't see all this weird stuff. Close this. Scaling an AI agency with N8N, the new AI workflow builder explained. Google Antigravity, the first IDE built for autonomous agents. Then multi-agent reasoning. Beyond chatbots, building multi-agent systems that actually reason. The biggest trend for 2025. Okay, so we are in 2026, so the skill is doing something wrong, but we don't know what exactly and we don't want to debug it, so let's just tell it. So we are in 2026, there's something wrong with the skill. You have to search in real time for what's trending. Okay, it edited this right here. Use the search web tool to find recent and rising trends. Example queries, replace year with the current year. I think it's also executing the skill right now. Yeah, it's retrying to create the video ideas. How to move agents from chat to production in 2026. Awesome, this is a great idea. I've seen that most people who have AI agencies or want to start don't know how to deliver the actual agents. N8N is the command center for AI agents in 2026. Sounds okay. Google Antigravity, the IDE that manages your agents. First look. So let's accept all the changes and let's proceed with the implementation. I'll just delete the whole folder because it creates it. Titles are very important in a YouTube video. So now we have to add another skill. The skill that goes on YouTube, searches for titles related to the video idea I gave it, and tries to think new ones that could work better. I mentioned the create skill file, then create a new skill that creates titles for my video ideas. You'll receive the video idea in the chat. You have to go on YouTube and see other titles for that specific idea, analyze what's working and give me 5 video ideas. Make sure the results is a structured JSON that contains the titles and the core idea. Try to keep the same structure for the JSON as in skill.md. This one is from the Trend Hunter, because we'll be using this together and we're gonna update these files. Okay, it's done. Let's open it and check it. Name title creator generates high performing video titles for a given video idea by analyzing top performing content on YouTube. This skill helps the agent create click-worthy, high-performing video titles for a specific video idea. Great. Create 5 distinct title options. Awesome. It generated the style references, then the format output with core idea and titles. For now, they are just strings. Okay, that's fine. Let's mention the skill, the one for title creator. And let's just tell it the video idea. Antigravity versus NA10 for agentic workflows. I forgot to tell it to store this in the video folder. Okay, so we have to update the skill, but let's see what it responded. Google Antigravity versus NA10, the end of manual automation. This sounds awesome. This is the video that I might publish soon. Stop building agents in NA10 until you watch this. Also a great title. Why I switched from NA10 to Google Antigravity. Awesome, these titles are awesome. So we did a great job. The title creator skill should store the result in the video directory as a JSON. The title of the JSON should be the video idea. Update the skill. And let's see what it does again. It is done. The title creator skill has been updated. Now let's try to use it again. Let's accept the changes. Mention the skill, which is title creator Antigravity versus NA10. Again, let's send it the same idea and see how it creates the file with the JSON. I'm accepting the changes. Let's go to videos. Antigravity versus NA10. The truth about agentic workflows. NA10 versus Google Antigravity. The end of manual automation. Stop building agents in NA10 until you watch this. Awesome. The hook of a video should be different for each title. So the next step is to choose one of these titles. And how do we do that? I want to choose it myself. I want to have a guard here. So if I tell it to script the video, if there are multiple titles, I want it to tell me to choose one. Okay, now we need to script the videos. Using skill.md, create a skill that scripts the videos. Okay, so this is the skill creator that I mentioned right here. You will receive the video idea and it should already exist in the videos directory as a JSON. Now, if the video has multiple titles, the first thing you should do is ask the user to select one and update the JSON file with the specific one. So you'll see how this works in a few seconds. Then we have 2 types, talking heads, so listicle type videos in which I discuss topics, and then talking head.demo. This video is a talking head plus demo video. Then I gave it some guidelines which I'm using for each one of my videos. For example, start with value, start with satisfying the title, why are people clicking for, and then I gave it a lot of context right here. This is how I'm actually working on my videos. Let's see what it does. It incorporates my scripting compass. Okay, awesome, accept. Now let's try to script the Antigravity versus NA10 video. See, we have 5 titles right here. Let's see what it does, the first thing it does. So let's search for the script writer skill and then write my script for Antigravity versus NA10. As per the scriptwriter skill protocol, I cannot generate the script until a specific title is selected. So let's choose the first one. Let's reply with 1. Now it's updating the file and removing the other titles, I think. Oh no, it created a separate, okay, so it created a separate entry called selected title. I can work with this, no problem. Okay, so it created a separate file for the script, an MD file. Okay, so it sounds pretty good. If you are building AI agents in 2026 and you're still manually connecting nodes in NA10, you are wasting your time. Doesn't sound too bad. Again, I would make some changes. Then for the last 3 years, automation meant being a plumber. You connect pipe A to pipe B. If the pipe breaks, you fix the leak. This is an example. This sounds awesome. So you don't have to mention how you want the script to be every single time. That's why we created the skill, to have really simple prompts and do great stuff with them. So we don't waste our time, so we move faster. This is the main skill you must have in this new AI era. You have to be adaptable and you have to understand that you need to give context. This is the problem that most AI companies are trying to solve right now, actually, giving more context to the AI. So learn that. Now that we have our scripts and our titles, we need to generate the thumbnails using skill for skill creator. See, we didn't have to give it the format each time. We're using the skill creator for each one of the skills and we already created 4, I think, yeah, 4. Create a skill that generates my thumbnails. Now, I'm not a visual artist, I don't know photography, I don't know camera angles, I don't know all of that stuff. So I'm gonna be using ChatGPT. Okay, so I'm building an app that generates my thumbnail starting from a subject, me, and some other images like logos and stuff like that. But I don't know how my YouTube thumbnails should be. Okay, so ask me some questions so we can define a style guide for the thumbnails. Okay, now let's see what it does. Let's see what guide it gives us. Okay, let's copy these rules, go back to Antigravity and paste them. Now we can edit stuff, but for the purpose of simplicity, I'll just test them as they are and then edit as I go. As I test the app, as I use it, I'll edit the skills. We also have to tell it store the images in the videos directory under video idea thumbnail. You will receive the video idea from the user. Check the selected title and the script for it. The script is in a different file. So let's just end it. Okay, now I'm just gonna create an images directory right here, and I'm gonna add a subject and some logos. Let me add a subject, which is myself, and now let's name it subject. I forgot to mention this in the skill, so we'll have to do that. Okay, so update the skill you just created, take the subject image from images/subject.png, and if there is a folder called video idea/resources, take the images from there and add them to the thumbnail. So basically we're gonna be using this if we want to add logos. If I want a thumbnail that has the Antigravity logo, then I'll just put them in the new folder that I just mentioned. The titles of the images will be descriptive to what they actually are. Let's send it. Okay, it made the changes, accept them. I'm not even gonna check the skill, I trust my AI. Let's give it the skill for thumbnail creator, and let's give it the video idea, Antigravity versus Na10, and send it. So we just told it using this skill create a thumbnail. See how simple the prompts become? The image generation service is currently unavailable. Let's try again. Okay, it's trying to generate a high quality YouTube thumbnail featuring a man. Use the provided reference images on the left side occupying 40% of the frame. I mentioned my expression looking slightly towards the text. Use the provided image for the face. It's not the right resolution, but let's leave it as it is for now. Again, I'll update them as I go. Okay, it stored the thumbnail right here in the videos folder. Like I said, the image is not the right resolution for YouTube thumbnails. Update the thumbnail creator skill to generate images in the right resolution. Okay, let's try again. Let's delete this image, thumbnail creator for Antigravity versus Na10. Okay, so it seems like it still doesn't generate the right resolutions, but we can add a tool to crop this image to the right resolution because it left enough space here. So let's go with the next step. Now we have the titles, we have the script, we have the thumbnails. As I've promised you, let's create an actual app that we can use to manage this stuff, to see them somewhere on an interface that looks good too, not just in the file explorer right here. Now for this, you'll need to download Node. So head to nodejs.org, press on Get Node.js. Now use the installer for your environment. So download this and just install it. Head back to Antigravity and tell it this. Create a React app using the latest version that displays everything we have in our video folder as a list, with a view screen when we click on them. So when we click on a specific video, we see details about it. Make sure everything, the JSON for the video, the thumbnail and the script is rendered correctly. Make it look clean and modern. So let's send the prompt. Okay, it's done. Now it's launching its browser to test if the app works fine. Let me just drag and drop and make it smaller so you can see it. It's opening a new tab. Okay, it works. Awesome. On the left side, we have the selected titles. And if we scroll down, we have the script, which is rendered just fine. And it looks awesome. We have the thumbnail, we have the script, we have on the left side the list of videos. Okay, what is it doing now? It's terminating the dev server and creating the walkthrough. Awesome. And it's done. We can accept all the changes. Now it just gave us a walkthrough. And it tells us how to run it. We have to sync the data with this every time we add new videos. And then we also have npm run dev. So in order to do this, we can tell it to run it itself. But we want to be able to do it without the AI, so we have to open a terminal. So on the left side, at the top of your screen, you have the Antigravity settings, file, edit, selection, view, go, run, and terminal. Press on terminal and click on new terminal. Awesome. And it will open this right here. Right, cd dashboard. Awesome. We are inside the dashboard. Now we can say npm run dev. And it is running. So copy this URL. Go back to Chrome or whatever browser you're using and paste it. And now you can see your app right here. So now let's try adding another video and see how it works. Let's try adding a new video idea. So head back to Antigravity and let's use the title creator skill. and let's give it an idea. 10 tips for agentic workflows, and we want 5 titles. Let's send it. And it just created a JSON file, 10 tips for agentic workflows. Let's see it. Awesome, let's accept the changes. Now we need to script it. Add skill and select the script writer. 10 tips for agentic workflows. Okay, now it took a decision for itself. It selected this one. I think it's because the idea that I gave it, because it's very similar to it. Now we can update the skill and enforce the rule to ask every single time for the user to choose the title, not itself. It generated a script. Now we can go ahead and generate the thumbnail. Again, skill for thumbnail creator, 10 tips for agentic workflows. Send it and let's wait for it. Okay, the thumbnail looks quite similar. It updated the background, looks nice. Everything is working fine. Now let's see what the app does. So we have an instance running, but it won't update real time. So if we go back to the app right here, okay, now we don't even have to sync. See, I got back to the app and everything is working fine. You can see the videos right here. You can click on them. You have the script. Awesome. This is awesome. Okay, now we are done with the app as well. So the flow is working fine. We have to adapt as we go. We have to teach it how to work for us exactly how we want it to work. But see how simple that was, building some skills. And now the processes that used to take us, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours, we can just finish them in 5 minutes. The advice that I want you to leave with is to keep playing with Antigravity. You can build apps with it. You can use it as an agentic chat. You can define actions that you want it to do. You can define how you want them to be done. You can ask it for help on how to do stuff. So yeah, now you can take your own workflows, what you're working on or what your clients are working on, and you can create skills for this stuff. And then interfaces, you can deploy them, you can go live, you can create apps in just a couple of minutes, which is crazy. These kind of things used to take days. Now if you want to close the app, just press on Ctrl+C on both Mac and Windows. It's the same, Ctrl+C. And if you want to restart it, just npm run them. And this is just one example. Once you understand these anti-gravity skills, the possibilities are honestly infinite. You can build tools for content, for business, for internal workflows, anything where thinking and structure matter. So if this is something that you're interested in, hit subscribe and the notification bell so you don't miss out the next videos as they drop. See you in the next one.